With us here, folks, for WVLT News at 5. This year, the Titanic Museum in Pigeon Forge is about the kids. At a special ceremony today, the descendant of a survivor of the Titanic opened a display with shoes worn that tragic night. Our Sevier County Bureau Chief Kyle Granger takes a look at how special these shoes are.
It may look like a simple pair of shoes, but to Julie Williams, it means so much more to her and her family. Her cousin Alden Caldwell wore these shoes as his parents escaped the sinking of the Titanic.
And they had to wrap the baby in a blanket, and they escaped to Lifeboat 13 wearing only what they had on their back and Alden in a blanket with his little shoes on that are on display here today.
She inherited the shoes in 1977 when Caldwell passed away at the age of 91.
Pressed flat in his Titanic stuff, right next to a book his wife had written called Women of the Titanic Disaster. And they were just a little, a sweet little crunched up pair of shoes. It finally occurred to me one day to put cotton in them.
All the family's things that were on Titanic are still at the bottom of the Atlantic, including their life savings of $100. But these shoes survived, and Williams even had her children try them on when they were 10 months old.
To see the shoes worn again, even if just for a few minutes, because by then they were very delicate and very historic. But they're just a wonderful artifact that we had in our family from the time Uncle Al passed away.
She said her uncle was never shy to talk about what happened that night. Now she hopes with these shoes on display, they continue to tell her family's story of what she wrote about in her book called A Rare Titanic Family.
A group that asked, he was not shy about it. He felt like it was a public service. And in fact, I heard the story so many times that ultimately I wrote a book about him called A Rare Titanic Family. Rare because they were one of the few families to survive intact.
On display as Titanic honors the 135 children on board. In Pigeon Forge, Kyle Granger.